Hello everyone, welcome to SlipjointSawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very special knife, and that is the Buck 110. And this was very generously gifted to the channel by a subscriber, Michael Cav, so I really do appreciate this. Thank you for reaching out to me and sending me over this gift. It's from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, and this is going to be one of those knives I'm going to cherish. It's going to remain in my collection for a long time. In fact, it's never going to leave. It's just too special to me. But he sent over the Buck 110 in the leather sheath. He sent me over a couple of other goodies as well. He sent me the SMKW catalogue, which has made me incredibly jealous of all you guys in the US, because you're able to get a lot of the stuff in here I can't get. So I'll definitely be taking a note of some models in here, especially this, the Appaloosa Bone Congress. That's one I definitely want to add to my collection. So thank you, Michael, for making me jealous of all the case knives you can get in the US. I'll be putting in a special order with Heine. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of new knives to come. Along with that, I had this little survival card, and on the back here there's some different sort of survival tips, and it gives you some different measurements, and I think that's something really useful to have. Just, it's even if you're not sort of going out in the wilderness a lot, it could be a chance when you might, you know, get lost, or you could need these easy tips. So I'm going to chuck that in my wallet just in case. So Michael, again, thank you very much for sending this over to the channel. I really do appreciate it. So let's take a look at the Buck 110. There's not really a lot I can say about the 110 that hasn't been said already. It is a fantastic knife and a wonderful piece of kit, but we'll have a look at it together. So you can see it comes in this leather sheath. You have the Buck embossed on the top there in the leather, and then you have the Buck stamped into the brass rivet as well, which is a nice snap close, a nice firm close, and it's not going to come apart unless you physically pop it open. See, it's nice black leather, really nice stitching, riveted at top as well, so you know it's not going to come apart. You have the 110 stamped in the bottom there, designated for the 110, and this really sturdy belt loop. So even when the knife's in there, it's held really securely. It's not going to fall out or even wobble about when it's on your belt. So when you're out in the wilderness, say you're you're climbing over trees or jumping over rocks, that sort of thing, it's not going to fall out, and you've got no worries about losing your knife. So on with the Buck 110, you see it's that famous sort of Buck design with the integral brass bolsters to the handle. You can see it's one solid bit of brass, runs all the way down the side of the knife. You have a stainless steel back spring, which in this case is the lock bar, which is pinned here in the middle, which is what it would pivot on, which is a stainless pin, unlike the other rivets on there, which is brass. They're just to hold on the really wonderful ebony handles. And I do love the wood on this. It's such a nice dark rich colour, the grain like diagonally across the knife, and the same on the back diagonally across the knife. Really wonderful design. But you can say it's the same on this side. You've got that indent for the lock bar, the brass pins, the stainless sort of lock bar pivot, and then the brass again this side. And this is a pin design. You can just about make out the pin in there, but it's been very well sort of smoothed over, so you can't feel it at all. Transitions are brilliant, and it's something I've noticed from Buck knives. They do a really good job. The previous 110 I have and the 112, just fantastically made. See, you've got centering, it's absolutely bang on this. Really nice. And you can see as well, it's not too hard to press the lock bar as well, because I know some lockback designs you really have to force that down, and I think Buck have pretty much nailed the tension on this. So we'll take a look at the blade together. So it is their sort of really well known, it's their clip point blade, and this is the full size one. So you're looking at a length of, what have we got here, 3 3/4 inches blade. So a real sort of working knife, and a nice full size handle as well. I believe that's a 5-inch closed handle. What are we looking at here? 1 2 3 4, just under 5 inches, just a hair under. So yeah, it's a full-size knife, perfect knife for the bushcraftman, working guy, anyone that's working on a site or you need a folding knife or a locking knife, perfect for that. But you do have the Buck stamped therein, really well done with the 110 and the upside down T with a dot. I believe that means it's a 2021 model, and then you've got USA underneath to designate that it's a USA made knife, which is all 110s and 112s are USA made as well, as long as a number of other models. And it is in that famous Boss heat treat, the 420 HC, and if anyone's used buck knives or this steel, the heat treat they do, you know it holds an edge fantastically well. It outperforms, from my experience, anything in that class. It's far superior to 440C, for example, or even stuff like N690. I believe it does outclass that as well. It just holds an edge fantastically well, and it comes razor sharp out of the box. I mean, you can see the edge on there from Buck. They do a brilliant job. And it has that deadly point on there as well. That'd be fantastic for piercing. Got a nice clean nail nick there. Not that it's needed, but it's in the closed position. It's very easy just to pinch this open, which is what I would do. You can use the nail nick if you wish, but it works equally well for both. And you can see it just, that timeless design. If you think, like when I think of folding knife, or if someone says folding knife, this is the first thing that comes to my mind. It's just that piece of history. And I don't ever want to say that someone needs a certain knife to be a collector, but for me, this is one of the knives that I just had to have. And if you do get a chance to check out one, you find one for a good price, or if you're willing to sort of pay the UK tax on top of it, pick one up. They're absolutely fantastic. You won't be disappointed. And it's just a fantastic all-around knife. Really nice tension, as I mentioned, on the lock spring. And then a nice snap into the closed position. And it's not going to fall out. There's really good tension on that. And it snaps back in there wonderfully. So you have the classic Buck clip point with the swedging on the top as well. Just an absolutely fantastic piece. One I'm going to treasure forever. It's never going to leave my collection. So Michael, once again, I really do appreciate you sending this over. It means a lot to me that you're able to sort of send this gift over to me. It's something I can have and cherish forever. But I really hope you enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.